Happy Wednesday, friends. You know that I'm not here until after lunch, but this video is going to talk you through what you are responsible for taking care of in my absence. I do want to show you this. This document is shared with you. I will almost always do this for you when I am gone. It goes through what your activities are and then has a little to-do list for you. But I'm going to talk you through each thing so you know what you need to do in detail. Okay, so first of all, you should have your Meet the Wumps packet. Happy Procrastination Day, by the way. Homework for tonight is going to be the vocab page in the packet and then the mug and variations page. We are going to do mug and variations when I get back after lunch. So I think we should be able to get through this. But you do have some things that you need to get through in the first half of the block. So I'll keep your video short. Okay, bell ringer. Graph these points in your packet. By the way, speaking of your packet, homework with the vocab is going to be on this page. Same words as last week where we did definitions. This week you're going to just illustrate each word. So you're going to do a drawing that kind of depicts what the word means. Here's where you're going to do your bell ringer. You're going to graph those points right here. That's only a little blurry. There we go. Okay. So that's your bell ringer. Okay, here are your activities for today. You're going to do a scavenger hunt and a question match before I get back, and then mug and variations you will be doing with me. Your focus question for today: how can you determine if two shapes are similar by looking at the rule for producing specific coordinates for the image? So this is going to link to what we were doing yesterday, but for you guys, we're just kind of taking it next level. So I'm going to expect you to make similar and non-similar shapes on the coordinate grid and identify rules that will create similar shapes. And you're also going to be hopefully at the point where when you look at a rule, you can decide what it's going to do besides creating a similar shape. All right, here are Common Core standards. Okay, scavenger hunt. You do not need to go in order. You're going to answer the questions in your packet. So you're going to go to the page that says scavenger hunt. You have 14 questions, and your questions look like this. The part that you're going to write on your paper is the part that is highlighted in yellow. And I do want you to show your work on your paper. There are 14 questions. I'm thinking this probably will take you about 20 minutes. You know my expectations when you're working. I'd like for you to work on it independently and really focus. I also want you to leave space in the top right corner of each question, because the next activity you're going to do, you're going to need to use that space for something else. Okay? All right. So questions are around the room. You don't need to go in order, but please put them in order on your paper. And this says 17 minutes. I think 20 is more reasonable. But I do want you to have this and the question match done when I get back so that we can move on to mug and variations. Okay, speaking of question match, in your table buckets, there's going to be a set of questions that the answers are the numerical answers that you got from your scavenger hunt. So each of those numbers is designed to answer a specific question about our procedures, just kind of like trivia, or about me. So the questions look like this. So what you're going to do is let's say you solve this first, after you're looking at all of your answers, you're looking at the answer that you got for question number 1. Let's say you think that answer is how many cards are in a standard deck. You're going to put letter A right here. Does that make sense? So then you have how many kids are in our classes. Let's say that you thought number 2 was how many kids are in our class. You would put the letter right there that corresponds with that question. So hopefully that made sense. The guest teacher will already have been through this one time by the time you guys get to him. So if it doesn't make sense, just ask him. He'll set you up. But basically, before I get back, you should have your scavenger hunt and question match done. If you finish with those early, you're welcome to work on your vocab page. I'm expecting you to be done with that page by the time you turn your packet in on Friday, kind of like we did with last week's vocab. I didn't necessarily check it in, but I just expected that you would have it. And then I took points off from your packet if you didn't have it. Okay, so I have high expectations for you guys. I know you're going to be awesome, and I will see you after lunch.